Thank you for joining us in our Red Sun Yoga Posture Clinic. I'd like to introduce my two assistants today, Luz and Robin. Our posture of the month is Warrior Two. So we are going to show you how to measure out Warrior Two for your body. As you can see, we have Luz, who's fun-sized, and Robin, who is extra fun-sized. So give us just a moment and we are going to set up. I'm going to start with Luz and show you how to measure out the foot placement. Traditional foot placement for Warrior Two is heel to arch alignment, and that doesn't work for a lot of bodies. It depends on what's happening in your hips. Sometimes hips can be tight, and the setup that I'm going to demonstrate for you today will show you how to measure it out so that it's Warrior Two fits your body as opposed to trying to make yourself fit into a particular shape. To start with, we're going to measure how Luz's hips are. So I'm going to have her sit down in a Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. All right. And what we're going to do is we're looking at the distance between her knees and the mat. And you can see that this knee is a little bit higher than this knee. So we're using the blocks. You can use a ruler. So I'm going to say roughly about 4 inches on the right, about 6 inches on the left. So how do we do that on the mat? What we do is we divide the mat in half. So here's roughly half, 4 inches on one side. We're going to use a little sticky. 4 inches on one side. Put it there. And 6 inches on the other side. So you can see there's already an offset with her feet. Now, the next thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you stand up. And we're going to use some straps to measure the distance for how wide her feet should be. So facing the camera, I want you to do a wide, step your feet as far apart. Hold your arms out as well. All right. So using the straps, we can see this is roughly where the placement of her feet should be. So we're going to use a different color to mark that. For her to come into Warrior Two, her top foot, her front foot, let's use your left foot. Your left foot is going to be here. So the heel is going to be here. So put your heel there. And then your back foot is going to be all the way back here, but it's going to be over in line with that mark over there. So it's going to come over, 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 over. Extend your arms out nice and wide. And then extend the arms out. All right, press into your foot. Into your foot. That's a really wide Warrior Two. How does that feel?
Wide.
Where are you feeling it?
In my hips.
Hip opener. So all of our standing shapes are standing hip openers. I'm going to take this away. So press into your feet. Press. All right. Now, bend into the knee a little bit more. And then straighten out the leg. Straighten out this leg. Straighten the left. Turn the left foot parallel to the right. Toe heel your feet together. And then step back to the top edge of the mat. Now, for comparison, how do you do Warrior Two normally? Tell us how it feels different.
I don't feel my hips as open.
Walk your right foot a little bit towards the right and then bend into it so that your hips have a little bit more space to move. So you can see that there's more width between her feet than the traditional alignment of heel to arch alignment. Now let's look at Robin. Robin's going to be completely different. Now Robin's got really long legs, so she's going to be a little bit different. And we're going to start the same way. I'm going to have you have a seat down in Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. So this gives us an idea of how much opening she's got in her hips. So she's only got about 4 inches on the right, about 3 inches on the left. Because the body is not symmetrical. It's not a mirror image of itself. Roughly, when you're measuring this out, you want to think wrists over the ankles. That is a very, very wide stance and really uncomfortable for a lot of people because we're not accustomed to spreading the legs that wide. I'm gonna do this one a little bit differently. I'm gonna have Robin pivot her left foot, rotate on the heel as you just keep your heel where it is and turn that foot. There. Now, walk your right foot towards that way, just a couple of inches. All right, take a big breath in, keep your arms extended, and then on the exhale, bend into the left knee. Press into my hand. There. How does that feel?
Awkward in the back leg, fine in the front.
What does it feel awkward about it?
I feel like I'm really stretching this foot. I mean, like once I settle into it and have all four corners of the back foot. But it is definitely wider now.
Yeah. All right, straighten out the left leg. Turn the left foot parallel to the right. Toe heel the feet together. And then release the arms down. All right, now show her how you would normally do your warrior two. All right, and straighten out the left leg. Turn the left foot parallel to the right. Toe heel the feet together. And then step back to the top edge of the mat. So a really quick and dirty way to get into it. Act as if you're going into a wide leg forward fold. Spread your legs really wide. Pivot on the front foot. Take a big breath in and then exhale as you bend into the knee. Be mindful not to lean too far forward into the future. Think about dropping the hips straight down. We see a lot of this. Typically that means that there's tightness in the inner thighs. So really think about dropping this right hip as well and rooting down through the pinky toe side of the back foot. External rotation of the shoulders and then simply flip the palms. Press in through the four corners of the front foot. Soft gaze. You're not splitting the atom. And then straighten out the left leg. Left foot parallel to the right, hands to the hips. Toe heel the feet together and then step back to the top. Warrior two.